Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to our English Learning Podcast, where we make everyday English easier, clearer, and a lot more enjoyable. I'm Emma, your host.
And I'm Ryan. I'm here to ask the questions that many learners are secretly asking at home, on the bus, or in front of the mirror.
Perfect, because today's topic is one of the most important ones for speaking: how to train your brain to speak English more naturally.
So this is not only about learning more words?
Right. Words matter, of course. But if your brain cannot use them quickly and comfortably, speaking still feels hard.
That's exactly the problem. Sometimes I know the word, I know the grammar, I studied everything, but when I open my mouth, nothing comes out smoothly.
And that's normal. It doesn't mean you're bad at English. It usually means your brain is still using an old route. Today, we're going to talk about how to build a new one.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Ryan, when you try to speak English, what happens first in your mind?
Honestly, first I think in my own language. Then I try to change that idea into English. Then I worry if the sentence is correct. Then I say it. Sometimes.
That's such a common experience. Many learners don't actually speak English directly. They build the sentence somewhere else first, then carry it into English word by word.
Yes, and while I'm carrying it, everything starts falling out of the box.
That is a perfect way to describe it.
It feels slow, also stressful. If someone is waiting for my answer, I panic.
Because the process is heavy. Imagine you're in a cafe. The person asks, "Would you like anything else?" If your brain has to go through 3 steps, native language, translation, grammar check, you may miss the moment.
And then I just smile awkwardly and say, "No, thank you," even if I wanted to ask for water.
Exactly. So the goal is not to become perfect overnight. The goal is to make English more direct inside your brain.
More direct. I like that. Not perfect, just more direct.
Yes. Think of it like making a path in a field. The first time, it's rough. You walk slowly. But if you walk that path every day, it becomes clear and easy. Your brain works the same way.
So I don't need some magic trick. I need repeated, smart practice.
That's right. Small, repeated, daily practice.
Okay, I already feel better. This sounds possible.
Let's talk about the big target. What do we actually want your brain to do?
I guess think in English?
Yes. Not all day in a perfect way, not like a movie character by tomorrow morning, but more often, in simple ways, during real life.
Sometimes people say think in English, and it sounds huge, like I need to become a different person.
That's a good point. The idea sounds big, but the practice starts very small. Thinking in English does not begin with long opinions about politics or philosophy. It begins with tiny thoughts.
Like what?
Things like, I'm tired. This coffee is hot. My phone is in my bag. That bus is late. I need my keys.
Oh, that feels much more real.
It is real, and that's why it works. Your brain learns faster when English is connected to your actual life, not only to textbooks.
So instead of learning English as a school subject, I start using it as a tool to notice my day.
Exactly. That shift is powerful.
I remember one time I was traveling, and I suddenly thought, I need water in English. It surprised me. It came naturally for 1 second.
That's a beautiful moment. Those little moments show that your brain can do it.
It felt fast. I didn't stop to translate.
And that's what we want to build. More of those moments, more often, until they become normal. Let's start with the first practical step. If someone wants to train their brain, what should they do first? Use small, everyday sentences in their mind.
Not just single words?
Single words can help, but short sentences are stronger. A word is a label. A sentence is a living thought.
Give me an example.
If you look at your cup and only think, cup, that's okay. But if you think, my cup is empty, your brain is doing much more useful work. It's building meaning, grammar, and rhythm together.
So instead of rain, I think it's starting to rain.
Perfect. Instead of keys, think, where are my keys? Instead of hungry, think, I need to eat soon.
That makes sense. It sounds like real language, not flashcard language.
Exactly. Flashcards can introduce words, but your brain learns to speak through connected language.
So how do I practice this during the day?
Start with simple moments. When you wake up, don't reach for a long speech. Just notice things in English. I'm awake. It's early. I want 5 more minutes. My room is cold.
That last one is my daily truth.
Then, when you go to the bathroom, the light is too bright. I need to wash my face. The water feels nice. If you make breakfast, I'm cutting bread. The eggs are ready. I need more coffee.
This is actually fun because it fits into normal life. I don't need a special study table and 5 colored pens.
Exactly. Your life becomes your practice space.
What about when I leave the house?
Great time to practice. On the street, you can think, that dog is excited. The traffic is awful. That store is still closed. I forgot my umbrella. This line is too long.
And on the train?
There are no empty seats. That man is reading. Someone is talking too loudly. I think I missed my stop.
That one feels too real.
Real is good. The more connected the English is to what you truly see, hear, feel, and need, the more natural it becomes.
Can learners do this even at a beginner level?
Absolutely. In fact, beginners should do it. You don't need fancy words. A beginner can think, I'm home. I'm busy. This is good. I like this song. I don't understand.
That last one is useful almost every day.
And very honest.
I like this because it removes pressure. I'm not trying to sound smart. I'm just trying to be present in English.
That's a perfect way to say it. Let's start with the first practical step. If someone wants to train their brain, what should they do first? Use small, everyday sentences in their mind.
Not just single words?
Single words can help, but short sentences are stronger. A word is a label. A sentence is a living thought.
Give me an example.
If you look at your cup and only think cup, that's okay. But if you think, my cup is empty, your brain is doing much more useful work. It's building meaning, grammar, and rhythm together.
So instead of rain, I think it's starting to rain.
Perfect. Instead of keys, think, where are my keys? Instead of hungry, think, I need to eat soon.
That makes sense. It sounds like real language, not flashcard language.
Exactly. Flashcards can introduce words, but your brain learns to speak through connected language.
So how do I practice this during the day?
Start with simple moments. When you wake up, don't reach for a long speech. Just notice things in English. I'm awake. It's early. I want 5 more minutes. My room is cold.
That last one is my daily truth.
Then, when you go to the bathroom, the light is too bright. I need to wash my face. The water feels nice. If you make breakfast, I'm cutting bread. The eggs are ready. I need more coffee.
This is actually fun because it fits into normal life. I don't need a special study table and 5 colored pens.
Exactly. Your life becomes your practice space.
What about when I leave the house?
Great time to practice. On the street, you can think, that dog is excited. The traffic is awful. That store is still closed. I forgot my umbrella. This line is too long.
And on the train?
There are no empty seats. That man is reading. Someone is talking too loudly. I think I missed my stop.
That one feels too real.
Real is good. The more connected the English is to what you truly see, hear, feel, and need, the more natural it becomes.
Can learners do this even at a beginner level?
Absolutely. In fact, beginners should do it. You don't need fancy words. A beginner can think, I'm home. I'm busy. This is good. I like this song. I don't understand.
That last one is useful almost every day.
And very honest.
I like this because it removes pressure. I'm not trying to sound smart. I'm just trying to be present in English.
That's a perfect way to say it.
Can you give us a real-life example of how this helps later in conversation?
Sure. Let's imagine a learner named Olivia. Every morning, she quietly practices little English thoughts while getting ready for work. I'm late. I need my charger. My bag is heavy. I can't find my badge. Very simple.
Okay.
One day at work, a coworker asks her, "How's your morning going?" Before, Olivia might freeze. But now her brain already knows these everyday ideas in English. So she answers, "A little stressful. I couldn't find my work badge this morning. But now I'm okay."
Ah, I see. She didn't study that exact sentence in a book. She built the parts through daily thinking.
Exactly. She trained her brain with life, not only with lessons.
That's encouraging. It means normal moments are not wasted time.
Not at all. They can become your best speaking practice. Now, let's move to the second key idea, input.
That means the English I take in, what I listen to and what I watch.
Exactly. If you want your brain to produce better English, you need to feed it clear, understandable English.
So if my input is too difficult, my brain gets tired?
Yes, and sometimes discouraged. Many learners choose content that is far above their level because they want to improve fast. But if you understand only 10%, your brain cannot relax into the language.
That happens to me with some movies. I start excited. 10 minutes later, I'm staring at the screen like I'm decoding alien messages.
That's a common problem. Movies can be fun, but they're often fast, emotional, full of slang, and hard to follow.
So what kind of input is better?
Start with easy, clear, enjoyable English. The three important words are easy, clear, enjoyable.
Not boring textbook English?
Not if you can avoid it. The best input is something you can mostly understand and genuinely want to return to.
Why does enjoyment matter so much?
Because attention matters. When you enjoy something, your brain stays open. You notice patterns. You remember phrases. You come back tomorrow.
So if I love football, I should watch simple football content in English.
Exactly. If you love cooking, watch easy cooking videos. If you love travel, watch travel vlogs with clear speech. If you love beauty, gaming, fitness, fashion.
Let's make this very practical. If I want better listening input, where should I begin?
Begin with short audio that matches your level. Easy podcasts are great. Slow conversations are great. Short videos with clear voices are great.
Should I understand every word?
No, that's a big myth. You do not need 100%. You need enough to follow the main idea and catch repeated phrases.
That takes pressure off.
Good. Pressure is not helpful here. Instead of chasing every word, try this. Listen once for the main idea. Listen again for phrases you notice. Maybe a third time if you want to repeat interesting lines.
So the goal is not study like a machine. It's more like notice useful language.
Exactly. Here's a simple routine. First, choose a short piece of audio, maybe 2 to 5 minutes. Second, listen without stopping. Third, ask yourself, what was this about? Fourth, listen again and catch a few useful phrases. Fifth, say 1 or 2 phrases out loud.
That sounds manageable.
It is. The key is consistency.
What about music?
Music can be excellent if the song is not too difficult and you actually enjoy it. Repetition helps a lot. If you hear a line again and again, your brain remembers the sound and flow of English.
Well, I've had songs stuck in my head for days, so that can become learning too.
Absolutely. If a simple chorus stays in your mind, that's not a problem. That's practice.
I like that. For once, being unable to stop singing is productive.
Exactly. And if you read the lyrics after listening, that can help you connect sound and spelling.
Do you have another example of this working in real life?
Yes. Let's imagine a learner named Daniel.
He tried to improve his English by watching complicated crime shows. He understood almost nothing, got frustrated, and quit after 15 minutes every time.
Very relatable.
Then he changed his strategy. He loved coffee, so he started watching short videos about making espresso, choosing beans, and reviewing cafes. The language was simpler, the topic was familiar, and he enjoyed it. So he kept watching? Yes. After a few weeks, he noticed something interesting. When a friend asked, "How do you make iced coffee at home?" he could answer in English. "First, I grind the beans. Then I brew the coffee and let it cool. After that, I add ice and milk." That's great. He didn't memorize that answer from a textbook. He absorbed the language through enjoyable input.
This is such a good reminder that learning follows interest.
Often, yes.
Now let's move to tip 3, output.
The part many learners fear.
True, because understanding feels safer than speaking. When you listen, no one sees your mistakes. When you speak, everything feels visible.
Yes, and many people say, I can understand a lot, but I can't speak.
That usually means they need more output practice. Not only more study, more use.
But what if I don't have a speaking partner?
Then begin alone. Alone is not second best. Alone is a powerful starting point.
Really?
Really. Talking to yourself may feel strange at first, but it's one of the easiest ways to strengthen your speaking brain.
What should I say?
Describe what you can see. Describe what you're doing. Describe what happened today. Describe what you plan to do next.
So if I'm sitting in my room, I can say, my desk is messy. There are 2 books near my laptop. I need to clean this later.
Perfect. That is real speaking practice.
If I'm cooking, I can say, I'm washing the rice. The pan is too hot. I need more salt.
Exactly. If you're getting ready to go out, I'm looking for my shoes. I think they're under the bed. I need to leave in 10 minutes.
This kind of practice feels small, but I can see how it builds speed.
It does, because you are training your mouth, your ears, and your brain at the same time.
And I don't need anyone to schedule a conversation with me.
Right. No waiting. No excuses. Your practice can begin today.
You mentioned the mouth and ears, too. Why is it important to say the sentences out loud? Why not only think them?
Great question. Thinking in English is wonderful, but speaking out loud adds another layer. It teaches your mouth how English feels. It helps your ears get used to your own English voice. And it makes speaking less shocking when you talk to real people.
Less shocking is a very good goal.
Many learners are surprised by their own voice in English. They think, that doesn't sound like me. So they become shy.
Yes, it can feel awkward.
That awkwardness goes down with practice. The more you hear yourself saying simple English, the more normal it feels.
So I should not wait until my English is perfect before I start speaking aloud?
Definitely not. Speaking aloud is part of how you improve. It's not the final reward after improvement, it's the road to improvement.
That's important.
Let's give listeners some easy speaking exercises they can start today.
Yes, let's make a little menu.
Exercise 1, the room description. Look around and say 5 to 10 sentences. The window is open. My chair is uncomfortable. There's a glass of water on the table.
Exercise 2, the action report. Say what you're doing while you do it. I'm folding my clothes. I'm sending a message. I'm waiting for the bus.
Exercise 3, the day review. At night, talk for 1 minute about your day. I woke up late. I had toast for breakfast. Work was busy. In the evening, I called my sister.
Exercise 4, the tomorrow plan. Tomorrow, I need to buy groceries. I have a meeting at 10. I want to go to bed earlier.
Exercise 5, object stories. Pick one thing around you and talk about it. This mug was a gift from my friend. I use it every morning. It reminds me of a trip we took last year.
I love that one because it pushes you a little further.
Yes, it starts simple and grows naturally.
Could learners record themselves too?
Absolutely. Recording can be very useful. Not every day if it feels stressful, but sometimes. When you record yourself, you can notice progress. You may also hear repeated mistakes gently, without panic.
I used to hate listening to my own voice, but it really helped me notice where I stopped too much.
That's a great example. The goal is not to judge yourself, the goal is to observe.
Can practicing alone really help in real conversations?
Definitely. Imagine a learner named Sophia. She felt nervous in meetings, so every evening she spent 5 minutes speaking aloud in English about her workday. Today, I answered emails. I joined a team call. We discussed deadlines. I need to finish a report by Friday.
Simple, but practical.
Yes. After a while, when her manager asked, "Can you give us a quick update?" Sophia didn't have to invent the language from zero. She had already practiced similar ideas alone many times.
So private practice prepared her for public speaking?
Exactly. Quiet repetition created visible confidence.
So far, we have 3 important tools: small thoughts, good input, and speaking out loud. How do we combine them in a normal week?
Keep it simple. Here's one easy routine. In the morning, think a few small English sentences while getting ready. During the day, listen to a short piece of easy English content. In the evening, speak for 1 or 2 minutes about your day.
That sounds realistic. Not huge, but steady.
Exactly. Let's build a sample day. You wake up and think, "I'm sleepy. I need coffee. It's going to be a busy day." Later, while walking or cooking, you listen to a short English podcast or video. At night, you say, "Today was hectic, but I finished my work. I had lunch with a colleague. After dinner, I watched a video and relaxed."
So one day includes thinking, listening, and speaking.
Yes, when these 3 work together, progress becomes much stronger.
Because the brain gets English from different directions?
Precisely.
Let's talk about the thing that scares everybody: mistakes.
Yes, the monster in the room.
Sometimes I don't speak because I'm afraid I'll say something wrong.
That fear is very common. But mistakes are not proof that you are failing. They are proof that you are using the language.
I know that idea is true, but in the moment, it still hurts.
Of course, nobody loves making mistakes in front of other people. But here's a healthier way to see it. Every mistake gives your brain useful information. It says, this part needs more attention.
So instead of saying, "I'm terrible," I can say, "Okay, that sentence needs practice."
Exactly. Be specific, not dramatic.
I like that advice. Be specific, not dramatic.
Let's say you say, "She go to work early every day." Then later you notice the correct form is, "She goes to work early every day." That small correction is progress.
Not a disaster, just an adjustment.
Right. Language learning is full of adjustments.
I think some learners imagine fluent people never make mistakes.
That's not true at all. Even advanced speakers make mistakes, pause, forget words, or say things in a strange way. Communication is messy sometimes. That's normal.
That's comforting.
Another important truth. This takes time.
There it is. The truth nobody wants, but everybody needs.
Exactly. Your brain changes through repeated contact, not instant magic.
So, if I practice for 2 days and still feel slow, I should not give up.
Definitely not. Think of it like exercise. If you stretch for 10 minutes today, you do not become an athlete tomorrow. But if you keep going, your body changes. Your brain is similar.
So what's better, one long study session or a little practice every day?
Daily contact usually wins. Even 10 or 15 focused minutes every day can do a lot more than one long session once a week.
That's good news for busy people.
Very good news. A busy parent can do this. A student can do this. Someone with a full-time job can do this. Small practice fits real life.
And small practice is easier to repeat.
And small practice is easier to repeat.
Yes, and repetition is where the real change happens. So the secret is not do everything. It's
Keep touching English every day.
Beautifully said.
I want to ask about motivation. What if someone starts strong and then loses energy?
That happens to almost everyone at some point. One of the best ways to protect motivation is to keep English enjoyable.
Meaning?
Choose materials you truly like. Celebrate small wins. Change activities when you're bored. Don't build a routine that feels like punishment.
So, if I hate business articles, I should stop pretending they're helping me.
Exactly. If you love fashion videos, start there. If you enjoy comedy clips, use those. If you like short travel videos, great. If you enjoy speaking to yourself while making dinner, wonderful.
I think some learners feel guilty when learning is fun.
They shouldn't. Fun is not the enemy of progress. Often, fun is what makes progress possible over time.
Because if I enjoy it, I return tomorrow.
Yes, and tomorrow matters more than perfection today.
Could we give listeners a simple challenge for the next week?
Absolutely. Here's a 7-day speaking brain challenge.
I'm listening.
Day 1. Think 5 small English sentences during your morning routine.
Easy start.
Day 2. Listen to 3 minutes of easy English about a topic you enjoy.
No pressure to understand every word.
Right. Day 3. Describe your room out loud for 1 minute.
That might feel silly, but I can do it.
Day 4. While walking, cooking, or cleaning, say what you are doing in English.
I'm washing the dishes. I'm looking for the sponge. This plate is still dirty.
Exactly. Day 5. Review your day aloud for 1 minute before bed.
Today was long, but good. I had too much coffee. I answered many emails.
Day 6. Listen to the same short audio again and repeat 2 phrases you like.
Nice. Repetition without boredom.
Day 7. Speak for 2 minutes about your week. What was easy? What was difficult? What did you notice?
That's actually a fantastic challenge because it feels light, but it covers all the core skills.
Exactly. And after 1 week, the learner can repeat it with new topics. Before we close, let's review the main ideas.
Yes, let's bring it all together.
First, don't wait for long, perfect sentences. Start with short, real thoughts in English throughout your day.
Thoughts like, I'm tired, I need my phone, this line is too long, and I forgot my umbrella.
Second, feed your brain with easy, clear, enjoyable English through listening and watching.
Especially content you actually care about. Sports, food, travel, beauty, music, technology, anything. Third, produce English regularly, even if you are alone. Describe your room, your actions, your day, your plans, your objects, your little problems, your tiny victories.
Fourth, accept mistakes as part of the process.
Correct gently, continue bravely.
Fifth, be patient and stay consistent.
10 or 15 minutes a day can do more than people think.
And finally, keep it enjoyable.
Because boring routines die fast.
Exactly.
I really love today's topic because it changes the way people see speaking. It's not only about memorizing more, it's about building a more natural relationship with English.
Yes. And if you're listening right now and thinking, my English is slow, please remember this. Slow today does not mean slow forever. Your brain can learn new patterns. It can become quicker, calmer, and more confident. One small step at a time.
You do not need to sound perfect. You just need to begin.
Start with one thought today, then another tomorrow. Let English enter your real life in little ways. Those little ways grow.
And one day, you'll notice something beautiful. You answered in English before fear had time to arrive.
That's the moment we want for you.
Thanks for spending this time with us.
Take care of your mind, be kind to your progress, and keep showing up. Your English is growing, even when the change feels quiet.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.